If you were just thinking about how much you didn't want a Dark Souls Bloodborne inspired game about Pinocchio, I'm sorry, because a trailer just dropped for a Bloodborne Dark Souls Pinocchio game. If there's one thing I've always said, it's that the Venn diagram for people who like Bloodborne and people who also like Pinocchio, it's a fucking circle. Lies of P is a game set in the Belle Epoque era of Europe in a city called Krat. It's made by a company named NeoWiz, who has apparently also made other games. They just dropped a gameplay trailer, and here's something that I could have lived without. People have been jokingly referring to this game as devil-made Dark Souls, but in my opinion, I think it's more of like a mix between Dark Souls and a game that's actually good. I don't think I mentioned this yet, but in this game, you literally play as Pinocchio. Like, the fucking Pinocchio. One of the main mechanics, the questline story mission setup thing, is you play as Pinocchio and you lie to people. No, I mean, for real. Look, apparently you can take Pinocchio's body parts off at will. Something I've personally always thought about doing. It acts as sort of like an upgrade system, or like a class, I guess. You can take his body parts off and replace them with body parts that you want. Bigger arms, things of that nature. So far, I haven't been able to really tell if this is a Dark Souls Pinocchio game or a Bloodborne Pinocchio game. The big thing here is we have trick weapons like in Bloodborne, huge, like, great sign, but we haven't seen any of the health regain, like combat. You know how in Bloodborne, like, you hit a guy, he hits you, but then you go tap 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 and then get your health back. We haven't seen any of that yet, so I don't know. If that's not in the game, I'm probably not going to play it, but you still might. Bloodborne was and is still one of my favorite games of all time. I've beaten that game at least 6 or 7 times, and normally I can't even finish a single player game at all. I never was able to get through Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, never played Demon Souls, and it's 100% because of trick weapons, and the health system in Bloodborne is my favorite thing, besides jaywalking, of course. I never really could get into the shield combat in Dark Souls. I liked the system in Sekiro than the one in Dark Souls, but I still didn't like it as much as, like, getting smacked around in the face and then being like, bitch, and you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. The enemies in this game, huge green flag for me, look super fucking creative. The one thing I am sort of iffy about is whether or not it's going to be fun beating up, like, clay robots. I don't know what those are. That's going to be a toss-up as to whether or not those are fun to fight, if that's actually what I'm seeing. I don't know if I can trust my eyes for this fucking trailer, but it looks like they're little clockwork soldiers, and honestly, in a video game, if it's not bleeding or screaming, I don't want it. But we'll see. I mean, you do fire blast, napalm, small, fucked up demon children, so that is a good sign. Speaking of mechanics, this is one of them. I don't know what it is or what it does, but I mean, pretty neat. You know, the more I watch this trailer, I'm thinking it's going to be more of a Bloodborne thing, because tell me this soundtrack does not sound like you could just swap it with Bloodborne's. I also like the setting. The setting is probably one of my favorite, like hellish Victorian, if that's a thing. That is absolutely my, like, Lovecraftian, all of that. I fucking eat it up. That's about it for this video. It's like I've always said, one second you're a real boy watching Pinocchio, and the next you're Pinocchio burning children.